Hello and welcome back to the Adventures of Lola Badiola. In the last episode, the Swiss life insurance company SMZ was attacked by hackers. In this episode, we are going to introduce you to the people responsible for the cyber attack. We are going to introduce you to the North Koreans. We will also discuss the advanced vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation used in the text. So, without any further delay, let's go back to the story.
The Adventures of Lola Badiola, Chapter 9, The North Koreans. Park Jae-bong was a genius. He attended the University of Technology in Pyongyang, North Korea, where he obtained a master's degree in physics, graduating top of his class. He was immediately recruited by the country's state-sponsored hacking organization. Within a year, he had created and released WannaCry, one of the world's costliest ransomware attacks. Over the following 3 years, he generated hundreds of millions of dollars for his government through brilliant and devastating computer-related frauds. Within the international hacking community, he was considered a demigod. Nobody knew who he was or what he looked like, but his style of coding was unmistakable. Within his own country, however, he was just another anonymous civil servant. He wore the same smart, casual clothes, travelled on the same public buses, and received the same benefits as everyone else in his division. He operated in a small cubicle in an enormous room with 13,000 other hackers. Each of them spent 16 hours a day in a continuous cycle of trial and error until they bumped into a system weakness. Park was the most imaginative and persistent of them all. He worked closely with his best friend and confidant, Kim Dae-won. Their personalities complemented each other perfectly. Park was in many ways a typical introverted computer geek, someone who found it much easier to communicate with machines than with people. Kim, on the other hand, had a childlike enthusiasm for the real world around him. That morning, the two of them were monitoring the progress of their most recent infiltration. The target was the Spanish branch of a Swiss insurance company called SMZ. It was a classic ransomware attack. They had shut down a critical link in the company's computer systems and demanded payment in the form of cryptocurrencies. "Midday report?" Park and Kim's concentration was interrupted by Kang, their direct superior in Division 6523 of the hacking department. Kang was a functionary. He walked around all day collecting reports that he didn't understand. Park and Kim hated Kang. They hated being supervised by him. And above all, they hated the pointless routine of producing daily reports that nobody read. "Here it is, sir," said Park, as he handed over the document. Kang then asked a few standard questions. "Have you observed any new anomalies?" "No, sir." "Have you crashed any systems?" "No, sir." "Have you conducted any infiltrations?" "No, sir." "What is the status of the SMZ attack?" "They have 3 hours to respond." Kang made a note in his report, then walked away without any acknowledgement. Kim and Park waited until he was out of sight, and then they turned back to their computers. They had some time to kill before the Bitcoin payment arrived. Without anybody else in Division 6523 knowing, they bypassed the internal security systems and accessed the uncensored internet. It was a dangerous activity. If either of the programmers were caught, they would be, at best, demoted, at worst, imprisoned. But this didn't deter them. After all, they were the smartest guys in the room. For the next couple of hours, the two Koreans surfed the web, consuming the content that most interested them. Park checked the BBC, New York Times, and Russia Today for international news. Kim signed into his Disney Plus account and continued watching episodes of Star Wars Rebels. To the two of them, the Western world was both alien and fascinating. With 15 minutes to go before the deadline of their attack, they received an unexpected notification on their screens. Their attack had been disarmed, their code erased, and an upgraded firewall put in place. "I can't believe it," said Park. "We were so close," said Kim. They sat in silence in their little cubicles, feeling defeated and deflated. Almost a month's work had come to nothing. "We'll get them next time." "Yes, we will." Park hated being beaten by another coder. To lose like this was a humiliation. He started typing instructions into his computer. "Let's start again." "Are you kidding? They've reprogrammed their whole system." "They're still vulnerable." "Come on, comrade, it's time to go home." "I'm staying." Kim sighed and shook his head. He logged off, shut down, and headed for the exit. He knew it was pointless to argue with his best friend when he was in this sort of mood. Park turned back to his computer and stared into the abyss of cyberspace. He closed his eyes and tried to visualize the people he was targeting. Who were they? What were they like? What did they look like? He tried to put himself into their shoes. Whoever had defeated Park Jae-bong was going to feel the full force of his revenge. He wasn't just going to rehack SMZ, he was going to attack the company that protected them. He was going to bring down Tech Spania.